Hello everyone, this is Al Spectral. Welcome back to the Land of Empires. And today I want to bring everyone just a quick announcement of a new page that has been added to my Land of Empires materials and other resources database. So as some of you may know, this database has been pinned to the Land of Empires Discord. I believe it is in the Lord Tips channel. So feel free to take a look at it here. I also have a video covering a majority, I should say talking about a majority of the information contained in this guide. So you may find that video, I believe it is under one of my guides playlists. So it should be fairly easy to find. But to talk a little bit about what this page is about, I think it is a very useful page overall. And it summarizes the best sources as well as the best events that brings us various different upgrade materials that are useful pretty much across the your account's lifetime. A lot of these materials are bottlenecks, meaning that you will need as many as you get, and it is very hard to actually max out on these materials. If you do max out, it means that your account, more likely than not, is already a maxed account, and so you don't need to worry about the information contained in this page. But even if you're planning to completely max out an account, the information contained in this page may be useful in giving you an idea of what is basically the best value in terms of packs or events that you can get for those materials. So I hope this sheet will be very helpful for players, not only old players, but also newer players starting out in the earlier seasons, because as seasons evolve, some materials become cheaper while other materials do not. So this sheet will provide a good documentation on exactly what materials player may want to wait on, like lower spenders. They may want to wait on these materials until they get more cost efficient, or whether they want to rush some materials because they have a guarantee almost that the cost of the material will not go down in the near future. So diving into the first material, which is Refined Sands of Time. Now this material is exclusive to Season 7, I think. I don't think it comes out in Season 6, but when this material does come out, so far, we have really not had an event that gives us more than 2 Refined Sands of Time. But we have had events we had bundles that gave a lot of additional materials in addition to the 2 Refined Sands of Time per US dollar. So when you are buying Refined Sands of Time, make sure you put that into consideration. So to give an example, in the latest Gourmet Festival event pack, we're able to purchase 2 Refined Sands of Time per dollar on top of 4 hours of training speed ups per dollar and 2 pizzas. And the pizzas, they actually gave us a lot of Lord EXP. So this was a fairly good value pack for the time being. The only other source of Refined Sands of Time pack-wise is from the special discount packs. Now, I think starting from Season 2, players will get the special discount pack, which improve over time. And I would always recommend buying the special discount pack, especially for Sands or even formations if you have not maxed your formations yet. Across the lifetime of your account, if you are kind of like a more mid-spender. And regular Sands of Time, these are also primarily obtained from the special discount packs. You can get very good deals from these packs as well as the sub packs if you click at the bottom of the special discount menu. Legendary hero shards, these hero shards have consistently been at around the 2 shard per dollar cost. And this has not really improved over the lifetime of the game. Although, of course, we're able to exchange for later season heroes as time goes on. And one thing to note that if you are not able to max the latest hero after the season is over, you are still able to retrospectively max them across different events. So if you are a lower spender, for example, there's really no rush or or any pressure to buy a lot of these packs, because a lot of heroes, they actually gain a majority of their utility after about 6 or 7 stars, and there's really no reason to push them above 8 stars except for the few heroes that feature a very powerful awakening skills, such as Kellerman, Quinn, Lisbeth, maybe Hanzo, and a couple others. And you can see there's really not that many heroes that really have powerful awakening skills. And you can always retrospectively max them, which is much easier when we consider rewards in like the Breath of Lights that happens every Holy Mountain, or from the Battle of Disorder. And those give you a lot of shards. Pyronites, which is the material required to upgrade Lord Metal, is actually a big limiting resources, and so far the most popular source has been from the lottery style event packs. So when we had like the Easter egg lottery or something like that, you basically spam the button and the bar charges up to 90, and then after it charges up to 90 you get the whatever reward you pick. And I do believe that this is the best source because it averages at approximately 3,200 Pyronites per dollar. Now the standard Lord Metal pack that I don't believe really changes across all 7 seasons, you get about 2,400 Pyronites per dollar. So it is about 50%. Oh no, not 50%. It's like 30% better. But due to how much of a limiting resource Pyronite is, it's usually not a bad idea if you are well to either go for the 2,400 or the 3,200. Gold inscribed scrolls. I would never recommend buying these because you can buy a lot from the mysterious shop using diamonds, using gems. Hardwood bellow. These are the second limiting resource of Lord Metals, but they are only limiting if you plan to rush Lord Metals. If you are not planning to rush Lord Metals, these can be passively farmed. And so the only resource you really need to focus on maybe buying are Pyronites. And finally, Hammer of Forging. Never buy these after the Arena of Legends unlock because you can get pretty much an infinite number for free from the Arena of Legends. And you don't really need many hammers to upgrade Lord Metals. Moving on to Relic Stones, the most popular source is once again from the lottery style event packs. So I believe you select 4,400 relic stones per lottery win, which is guaranteed at 90 and often happens much earlier than 90. I've gotten the reward after about 3 posts, I think, at one point. So you get approximately 290 relic stones per dollar plus additional rewards that you get from the lottery. The second best source is from the special discount packs, and you get about 293 per dollar. Now, although 293 is roughly equivalent to 290. Of course, you do not get extra rewards from the special discount packs compared to the lottery. And finally, we have the standard relic packs. So the relic packs is similar to the Lord Metal and Lord Gem packs that come back like once every 2 weeks. And you can get about 235 relics per dollar from those packs. Moving on to Colossal Clamps. This is one of the kind of the staple resources of the Land of Empires, together with relic stones as well as Pyronites. And there's really no good source of Colossal Clamps, surprisingly. The best source is either from the lottery packs, once again, which is relatively similar to the pop-up packs. So you get around 5.5 to 6. Actually, I neglected to mention the lottery style. Let me just add that in. Event packs. Right, so you get some from the pop-up packs, the lottery style event packs, as well as the recent Gourmet Festival event pack. I'm just gonna say 6 per dollar. Right, so these are, there's not really any super good packs for them. However, they can be farmed very effectively, especially if you are a relatively strong player, and I will go over that in a moment. Moving on to Gear EXP. This is actually one of the primary upgrade components of the Land of Empires, although it might not seem to be the case at first. So especially with the introduction of Fable Gear, you can get up to 215% across all the basic stats. So attack percent, defense percent, ferocity percent, and HP percent, you can get up to 215% across all of those stats if you are able to max your Fable Gear, which is very, very impactful. And since you're running 3 teams, you essentially need 12 sets of Fable Gear times 4 gear per set. So 12 times 4, 48. 48 times the amount of EXP required to max each Fable Gear, which I believe is 375,000 times 10. So 37.5 thousand times 10, which is 375,000. So you have 375,000 times 48. Figure that out, how much EXP you need to max a three team, to max 3 teams. So yeah, you will be starving on gear EXP for a very long time. And the best source of gear EXP is actually from the Eternal Tower. And I would always, like, if you are not a free-to-play, always buy the Eternal Tower double rewards for $2. You get 45,000 gear EXP per dollar. And just to give you an idea of the efficiency, like how valuable this pack is and how impactful 45,000 EXP is, to compare to the standard gear pack, which once again is similar to the relic pack, to the lore pack, these packs are kind of expected to be decent value, but this pack actually only gives 1.2 thousand EXP per dollar compared to the 45,000 EXP per dollar. Of course, you can only spend $2 each time the Eternal Tower comes back. However, it does come back every 2 weeks, so you can farm quite a lot of gear EXP over the long run through the Eternal Tower. So always buy this pack. It has very good value. Moving on to Lord EXP. From the I mentioned this earlier, but we got a lot of Lord EXP from the Gourmet event. So there are 2 components for that. There's the Gourmet Festival chest, so which is $20. You have to buy the $5 one and then the $15 one, but that gives you around 15,000 Lord EXP per dollar, which is currently the best value that we've had since the beginning of the game. And then there's the Gourmet Festival event pack, which gives approximately 2,000 Lord EXP per dollar, although it is quite RNG heavy. Although one thing to mention is that this is just an auxiliary reward. So although 2,000 per dollar does not seem very high, keep in mind that you are not buying this pack only for Lord EXP. You're also buying this pack for refined Sands of Time, which makes it overall a very good value. And the only other source is the standard Lord pack that you get from the main purchase menu. And that is around 2,000 Lord EXP per dollar. And the other pack that you can get is from the special discounts formation pack. Although this pack is not primarily geared towards Lord EXP, you actually get a decent amount of Lord EXP if you buy the $5 as well as the $15 pack. So you get around 5,000 Lord EXP per dollar you spend. Although this may be lower in earlier seasons, but the emphasis of this document is to record the best value that existed in the history of the Land of Empires. Armament-wise, these are not farmable. However, thankfully, they are fairly cheap. So for lower and mid spenders up there, you can buy the most useful armaments for $20 each. And the most useful armaments, I would say, currently, it's Season 6 Archer, Season 6 Cavalry, Season 6 Infantry. That's the most useful armaments right now. So yeah, I would consider buying those 3 armaments for sure. But if you are in earlier seasons, armaments are very much necessary if you want to retain top rank in Apex as well as the Arena of Legends. Moving on to formations, the best source of formations is from the special discounts. the special discounts formation bundle, not only do you get formation flags for the dollar that you spent, for the money that you spent, but you also get the formation tokens. And you also get some formations from the Eternal Tower if you buy the double rewards $2 pack, and that is overall decent value. And my suggestion with regards to formations would be that until your formations are maxed, always buy discount packs for the formations, because formations, they are very powerful stats. Although stat-wise, they have lower value than your basic stats. So for example, 100%, like 500% formation stats is weaker than 500% regular stats. But keep in mind that they are separate multipliers. So your stats are already very high. However, your formation stats, they start from 100%, while your stats are like 1,000%. So even though formation stats are overall weaker, you get much more bang for your buck for early increases in the formation stats than from your already high regular stats. So formations, definitely try to rush them if you can. And finally, I have the Infantry Echelon formation. Now this formation is not released until you reach VIP 12. Once you reach VIP 12, there will be an additional purchase option where you can buy what is called Lord's Army Pack. Now, if you are willing to spend $500, you can max the infantry formation packs. So this is, in my opinion, either a all-in or nothing choice. The packs are designed so that for every $100 you spend, you don't really get more than one upgrade, although the gaps between each upgrade is relatively the same. So if you want to get max infantry echelon formation, which is very, very impactful until season 7, it is actually not so impactful in season 7 because army counters are just so powerful. If your army gets countered, for example, then no matter how much stats you have, unless you are like Nephisto and your opponent is like Prophet, then you will like stats won't make any difference. So this is kind of like the basic entry level whale pack. If you are a whale, then you definitely should buy this pack. It gives a lot of impact prior to season 7, and it does a decent job in season 7 for 1v1 confrontations. Now, secondly, I want to review the event sources for these packs. Now, event sources are farmable components of each of these material types. And here I have basically listed free-to-play friendly as well as non-free-to-play friendly top sources of each material. So Refined Sands of Time, the best sources are from Hawkwatch. You can farm around 126 Refined Sands per 2 weeks, and you can farm double that if you buy the Special Sands of Time discount $5 pack. For the Refinement, which was a recent feature added to the Land of Empires, I'm not a big fan of it because it lowers the amount of refined sands we can craft every 2 weeks, although it is much cheaper in terms of regular sands. Prior to this, I believe we can craft 350 refined sands every 2 weeks in exchange for 1,600 regular sands. Right now, overall, it is actually more than 1,600. I think it is like, I don't know, 2,200 regular sands. But under this new mechanic, you can craft approximately 168 sands every 2 weeks in exchange for 672 regular sands. So the strategy here, if you are like a mid spender or a whale, is to just exchange the regular sands you obtain from events and stuff, exchange them feed them into the refinement so you can obtain the refined sands. And finally, the third primary source is from the Battle Disorder. If you are in the SS tier and you take the center as well as take top 1 alliance rank, then you can get up to 150 refined sands, which is a decent amount, $75 value. It's actually pretty shit. I hope they do increase this reward in the future. Now, the primary sources for regular Sands of Time in Season 7 are the Battle Disorder. Is the Battle Disorder. You get 400 from capturing the Center Shrine. You get 200 from capturing the Area 2 Shrine. And you can get 500 to 700 additional sands from gates, flags, as well as various quests. So this is quite a lot of regular stands, and this is what I mentioned earlier. You can use a lot of these regular stands to push up your remaining upgrades up to Glorious 10, and then feed the rest into the refinement. For legendary hero shards, of course, there is the VIP, which goes up to 6 per day, and this is kind of the main source of hero shards in the long run for whale players. Legends of Arena, you can get 80 per 2 weeks. Now, a secret of Legends Arena is that on Sunday, between Sunday and Monday, there is a 30-minute window where you can collect additional rewards from the Legends Arena. So you can collect an extra round of rewards before the ranked rewards gets locked. So you can collect, instead of 70, you can collect an additional 10. So 80 per 2 weeks. Apex Arena, if you're top 16, you can collect up to 33 per 2 weeks. And finally, Fast and Furious, you can collect up to 60 per 2 weeks. So this is if you win each Fast and Furious, if your fingers are fast, and if you are relatively powerful, and if you have, you can be rank 1. And finally, in the Battle of Disorder, if you are ranked 100, top 100 in the Peerless Might event, you can collect 35. And the Battle of Disorder happens once every month. And of course, there are very many other sources of legendary hero shards, blank legendary hero shards. I am just listing the top sources here. Pyronites, the primary source is probably from the Battle of Destiny. You can get quite a lot of Pyronites in this event, actually, quite a lot. And secondly, it will be Chaos of Hell. You can get a decent amount of Pyronites here, but I don't have the exact number currently. Next time the Chaos of Hell happens, I will update this value. But the Chaos of Hell happens twice every 2 weeks. So 2 times a week, and then none for the next week, and then 2 times a week again. But one important thing to mention is that during the Battle of Disorder, we do not have Chaos of Hell. However, we can still activate Chaos of Hell, and the rewards distributed to the players is determined by their ranking during the last Chaos of Hell event. And this is especially important for player participation in the Chaos of Hell prior to the Battle of Disorder. If you miss that round of Chaos of Hell, for example, not only do you miss rewards for that round, but you also miss the rewards for the next 2 rounds. So you miss out on the Pyronites, on the Bellows, and everything. And you don't really want that to happen. So it is very important to participate in the Chaos of Hell round right before the Battle of Disorder. Now, Gold Inscribed Scroll, I've already mentioned this earlier. You can buy an infinite amount from the Mysterious Shop. So I would never buy or even farm this unless you're really low on gems outside of the Mysterious Shop. For Hardwood Bellows, once again, Chaos of Hell, you get quite a lot of Hardwood Bellows from this event. And then from Legends Arena, you can buy 10 a day. Although that might not seem a lot, you can get, over the long run, it is quite good. And from the Mysterious Shop, whenever you see Hardwood Bellows, you can also buy them. And they appear in stacks of 10. Which is not a lot, but whenever you see it, I would buy it. I'll probably add it here. So, Mysterious Shop. And the reason why I'm not adding it to the event is because this is really not a main source of Hardwood Bellows. It is just nice to have whenever they appear. Yeah, it is just nice to buy when they do appear in the Mysterious Shop. If you're a free-to-play player, then Hardwood Bellows would never be a bottleneck because you would be so bottlenecked on Pyronites you would not know what to do with. You would not know what to do with the rest of these materials. But if you're a spender, then I would consider buying Hardwood Bellows if you are really just rushing the Lord medals. Hammer of Forging. So I mentioned that Hammer of Forging will never be a limiting resource, and this is because you can obtain up to 800 Hammer of Forging every 2 weeks from the Arena of Legends. So every month you can get 1,600, which is really quite a lot. Relic Stones. We have 3 primary sources of Relic Stones, one of which is the Altar of Trial. Always do the Altar of Trial, never miss the Altar of Trial. it has like a $10 value whenever you miss it. So yeah, always do it. Battle Disorder, which is like an improved auto trial, meaning that there is no set time. As long as you can reach the max stage, you can obtain 2,000 relic stones a day. And of course, during the Battle Disorder, you cannot activate the auto trial, so it's not like completely broken or anything. But 4,000 relic stones every 2 days is an improvement over the auto trial. So whenever we have Battle Disorder, I'm always quite happy because I don't have to spend time on a specific time of the day doing auto of trial, and I can just collect this whenever I want. But do remember to collect it, because if you forget, then too bad. Finally, Legends of Arena, you get 450 a day, which is a decent amount, 900 every 2 days. So it is a nice boost overall to the Relic Stone income. Moving on to probably the most important part, which is Colossal Clamps. And Colossal Clamps really separates itself from the other materials in that it is kind of what is known as the competitively acquired material. And this material is really about competition. So if you are sufficiently strong and you can maintain top ranks in the Legends and Apex Arena, then this will really benefit you in terms of Lord Gem upgrades in the long run. You can get 800 Colossal Clamps every 2 weeks from the Legends Arena top 3 ranking, and you can get 550 every 2 weeks from the Apex Arena top 4 ranking. And whenever you reach these ranks, I would prioritize Colossal Clamps before anything else, whether that's Hero Shards or whether that's EXP Stones. I would prioritize Colossal Clamps. And there are also a lot of other decent sources of Colossal Clamps. We have the Battle of Destiny. So if you get the center first touch, everyone in your alliance will get 250 Colossal Clamps. In the Holy Mountain battle, which is within server Holy Mountain battle, you can get up to 270 Colossal Clamps. So that happens once a month. And finally, Fast and Furious. If you are rank 1 within Fast and Furious cross-server rankings, then you can get 150 Colossal Clamps every 2 weeks. Because Fast and Furious occurs 3 times every 2 weeks. Yeah, that's really important. Moving on to Gear EXP. Once again, there is the free version of Eternal Tower. So if you don't buy the double rewards, if you are completely free to play, you can still get 90,000 EXP once you clear floor 18. Yeah, but always buy the $2 because you're kind of handicapping yourself otherwise. There's also the Battle of Destiny, which gives a decent amount of Gear EXP. Next time we have the Battle of Destiny, I will put a more accurate number here. And finally, in Apex Arena, we can buy up to 5 a day. But if you are short on Apex Arena coins, definitely prioritize the Colossal Clamps if you can reach the top 4 rankings. Moving on to Lord EXP, you can gain 11,000 a day from the daily login chest. This is pretty straightforward. I'm sure everyone knows this. Armaments are not farmable. Echelon formations can be obtained from the Eternal Tower, although not a lot. And I don't really know any other farmable sources of these formation tokens. And finally, infantry echelon formations are not farmable. And lastly, I want to move on to just a couple additional resources that free-to-play can benefit from to farm these materials. In server versus server, if you do manage to win the server versus server hegemony fight for the Holy Mountain, then you can buy 25 refined sands from the shop. Blank legendary hero shards can be farmed from the Lost Shrine. You can farm up to 20 if you win or 10 if you lose. Extreme Challenge, you can farm 10 to 15, depends on your extreme challenge alliance rank. If you're in the max rank, then you can farm 15 per 2 weeks. Fast and Furious, it's not too difficult to rank within the top 100, even if you are free to play, as long as you build your account properly. I'll have to take a look at exactly how many shards you get from that. And finally, from the recycle events, you can farm 10 per month. I believe this event appears once every month, although I have heard rumors that in Season 7, the recycle event, in Season 3, I should say, the recycle event does not really appear. However, it is fairly common in Season 4 and any other season, pretty much. Pyronites, you can farm 10,000 every Alliance tournament from the Alliance tournament shop. And also you can farm 10,000 from the recycle event. Hardwood Bellows, once again, Alliance Tournament or the Mysterious Shop. Relic Stones, you can farm them from the recycle event. Other sources are just like random quests scattered here and there, but nothing that would really give you a meaningful amount of stones. Colossal Clamps, if you are a free-to-play or lower spender, you can still get top 100 for a respectable amount of Colossal Clamps. I will get the exact number later. Gear EXP, especially early game before the release of Eternal Tower, you can farm a decent amount from treasure runes, although after the Eternal Tower comes out, that decent amount will turn out to be completely negligible. So once that happens, don't really waste your time on treasure runes unless you really like the game mode, and focus on Eternal Tower. Lord EXP, if you do lose the Holy Mountain battle, for example, and you don't care about sands, you can just buy out the Lord EXP from the SVS shop, and you can get up to 40,000 a month. And the rest is not farmable. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed my overview of the best sources in terms of packs and events for the primary upgrade materials existing in the Land of Empires. I will try to keep this page updated as the game continues to develop. I'm sure over time we'll get better and better packs across some materials and consistently bad packs across other materials. So even for me, it is very good to keep documentation of all the best packs as well as the best events, so that if there's any changes that happens within the game, or if there's any new packs that gets released in the future, we can have something reliable to compare against. So I hope everyone enjoyed this overview. Once again, you can find this sheet in the Discord. It is pinned under Lord Tips, under the Lord Tips channel. And I will see everyone in the next video.